You're watching Carolina and Company Live, your source for fun, entertainment, and events. With your host, Amanda Kinseth and Cecil Chandler. If it's happening in the area, then it's on Carolina and Company Live.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to Carolina and Company Live. We're at the Darlington Raceway today. We're at the Stock Car Museum, and you're talking about a lot of history. Well, it's all right here in this museum. This car, the first car to win here at the Southern 500, a 1950 Plymouth driven by Johnny Mance. How much money did he win? I'll tell you all of that in a little bit, but right now let's find out where Amanda is.
Hey, I'm over here. This is a newer looking car, Rusty Wallace #2 car. And let me tell you, if you like cars, this is a really cool place to come. And what else can you beat by coming on Saturday, the big race? It's all coming up. We're talking about the Southern 500. We've got all the details. Stick with us. But first, let's take a look at that weather.
Well, most of us have managed to stay dry through the first half of the day, aside from a few showers popping up spot across the Grand Strand and PD. Most of the rain staying west of I-95, and even a few sprinkles up around Laurinburg and Lumberton so far today. The bulk of the rain to the west will eventually work its way eastward over the next several hours. First and foremost into the PD and the border belt areas, then toward the Grand Strand by mid to late afternoon into the early evening hours. So 2, 3, 4 o'clock, we are watching the rain increase from west to east into the PD. Pushing east to the Grand Strand as we get into around 5, 6, 7 o'clock. And as this line comes in, it will have the possibility of some strong thunderstorms moving in from west to east. So certainly something we will be watching very closely is that threat for a few strong to isolated severe thunderstorms as we go through the afternoon into the early evening. And then later on tonight, conditions will start to quiet down a little bit. That threat for severe weather drops off, although the chance for a few showers will still be out there with cloudy skies. That threat for severe weather, predominantly a wind threat, damaging wind gusts over 60 miles an hour. Tornado threats relatively low, but certainly something we'll be watching closely as well as that line continues to push eastward. You can see where the warmer air is already moving in. Cooler air still wedging in from the northwest into the PD and the border belt areas. That'll lose out, and warmer air will eventually override that, getting us into the mid and low 70s before those rain showers start to increase from west to east. It'll stay cloudy and breezy until the rain moves in. Again, more so closer to the evening hours for the Grand Strand and coastal areas. Not as much for the, not as late for the PD and the border belt areas, a little bit earlier. Now the good news is slim chance of a shower Tuesday and Wednesday, but the temperatures are coming down. A gorgeous end of the week and weekend forecast is heading our way.
Weather is brought to you by A&I Fire and Water Restoration.
Welcome back to Carolina and Company Live. We're right here in Darlington getting ready for the big race this Saturday, and we're in the museum. And you know what? This is a car that I know. You know why?
Why you know it?
It's in the movie Cars.
Herb Thomas drove this car. It's an amazing car. And I mean, there's so much going on. When you come to the Southern 500 at Darlington, that started back in 1950 on Labor Day, you've got to take a trip through the museum. There's a lot of history here, a lot of cars you're not going to believe. You got Richard Petty's car over there. You got Buck Baker's car. He bought it off the showroom floor in Florence and then drove it in here and raced. It's unbelievable. A lot of history in this place.
Yeah, it's really cool to see. And
now, if you could pick one of these, which one would you pick?
Ooh.
You don't know?
I'll have to try them out and see which one goes the fastest.
You want to fire them up?
Yeah, why not?
Right. We'll crank them up. I tell you a minute ago, Johnny Mance won a little more than $10,000 for the first Southern 500, and I think his speed was right around 75 miles per hour. I think it's changed a little bit now. We get up close to 200 and some over 200 miles per hour.
No kidding on this track? Because this track is
they
too
can run,
tough
what,
to
190
tame,
on this
isn't
one?
it?
190? 180.
Wow.
But super speedways, they're doing 205 miles an hour, Talladega.
Right. Well, you got a little longer straightaways.
NASCAR is unbelievable, and they changed the track around now. It's flip-flopped and all, so it's a very cool thing. We're going to talk a little history about it, too, coming up.
Yeah, we've got all the details, so don't go anywhere. We will be right back in just a moment.
WPDE Sports and Darlington Raceway are teaming up for Too Tough to Tame Trivia, a chance for you to win tickets to both big races in the Lady in Black. Log on to CarolinaLive.com and click on the Bojangles Southern 500 logo to answer the question every day beginning on March 27th. We'll pick one random correct entry who will win 4 tickets to Friday night's nationwide race and 4 tickets to the Southern 500. 7 questions about NASCAR's historic track, starting March 27th on WPDE News Channel 15.
Welcome to Butler's Fine Men's Clothing right here in Florence. For more than 20 years, Butler's has been providing top quality clothing for men. You'll find hundreds of ties and bow ties, along with a great selection of dress shirts and casual wear. With summer just around the corner, Butler's has the hottest new line of Southern Tide swimwear. And check out the bright colors in polo shirts. Don't forget flip-flops and visors. It's going to be a great summer to look your best. Butler's Fine Men's Clothing in their new location, 2533 West Palmetto Street, Florence. And welcome back to Carolina and Company Live at the Darlington Raceway, getting ready for the famed Southern 500 race coming up this weekend. All kinds of things happening. And the man that knows a lot about it's with us right now.
That's right, Chip. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Big weekend.
What do you mean?
I heard there was something going on.
We heard something was going to happen here.
Yeah, we're really excited about this weekend, you know, being my first race and you know, what NASCAR's done this year. I think we've really generated some more interest because of the great racing product on the track. So I think this Saturday's going to be one of the best races of the year.
You're talking about 65 years of history right here at Darlington. That's so much, and the people have got to come and see all of this in the museum.
I tell you, Darlington is one of those places people look forward to coming to as a competitor just because of what it means. It's the Lambeau Field of NASCAR. So when people roll in the tunnel, they just have a different expectation, and we're certainly excited to deliver on that this weekend.
Yeah, really exciting, really a cool race to watch. And
It really is. It really is because of the turns are different. So the car's got to be set up different. The speeds are certainly high, but a lot of braking, a lot of side-by-side action, and I think we'll certainly deliver on a great product this
The
weekend.
track is an oval shape. It was built this way because Harold Brazen built it, but you know, Mr. Ramsey had a minnow pond in the back and he didn't want to disturb it.
Still doesn't want us to disturb it.
And it's an oval-shaped track, and it makes it a little different in racing, like they have to set up different.
That's right. So turns 1 and 2 are a lot more sweeping, and turns 3 and 4 are very narrow. So you get a lot of speed going out of 2, but then you really got to get on the brakes hard in turn 3, and everybody knows about the famous Darlington stripe. You know, coming out of 4 or getting against the wall, that's actually encouraged here, where in most places it's not looked at too fondly.
Well, I've driven in this track, and it is. You can't get
Wait,
too
you're a
fast.
race car driver?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll be out there on Saturday, too. Look for me.
Good to know.
Cheer me on.
I won't be here if she was. No, but here's something that's amazing. All right, this race is the 65th anniversary, and Chip was not even born then. Did you know that?
That is true.
He's a young kid.
Yeah, well, it truly is an honor to lead this team, and I came in last fall, and the good thing for me is I have a lot of great resources, both with the Sheriff's Department, with local government, with local business, and most importantly, the people that work in this office. You know, they've been here a long time. Bridget Holloman, who's my assistant, has been here 33 years, and really, as long as she says we're doing well, then that's how I gauge how we're doing. So.
You better believe it. Bridget, she's my wife's best friend, but she does a great job.
She is a fantastic resource.
I've got to ask you something else now. You know, the weekend hits here. Do you panic when it really gets here?
I've been panicking for months.
Just constant panic.
Truly, we're not, because we laid out a plan and we've been executing the plan for months. So it's actually been really neat to see all of our pre-planning, all the things that we have going on now coming to fruition. Really, everything coming in, getting in place, and I truly am not at least big panicked. I slept for 8 hours last night, so that's a good way.
You did good. Now you got lots coming up. We're going to talk to some more people too. Chip, thanks for being here with us.
Thanks for having me on. Appreciate you having me on.
We got more coming up. All you got to do is stay right there. We got a lot more from Darlington. And welcome back to Carolina Company Live in Darlington, getting ready for the big Southern 500 this weekend. A man that plays an important part with this track, does all kind of stuff, is John Isgett.
That's right, Raceway Ford Automotive. So, you guys have quite the relationship.
We do. We were able to, for the last couple of years, provide the parade lap vehicles from Ford and Chevrolet. Last year it was the Camaro Z28 with the new model. And then this year it's the Ford F-150.
All right, that's pretty cool. Now, I know one year y'all had all these trucks going around.
Yes, we do.
Man, that's unbelievable the way you do that. Now, how
That's
did you get
amazing.
involved with Chip? I mean, he's a new guy.
Well, Chip, we're working with. We're
working
making
with
it
him?
happen, yes. It's
Well,
mainly the
that's good.
manufacturer's relationship with the track. We've always been a part of it. We're right next to the track. 2 Ford stores right on each side of the track, as well as a Chevy store in Hartsville. So fortunately, we've been able to have the positive relationship and impact with the track and supplying them with the vehicles.
Yeah, it makes it easier right there.
Yes.
All right, I got to ask the question. Ford or Chevy, which one are you pulling for in the race?
I'll take either.
You think? I knew that. I
That's a
knew he
good
was going to
answer.
say that.
Right,
I knew
right,
that.
right.
The race is so exciting, though. When you live here in Darlington, like
It
you
is.
did, like I used to live.
It
I mean,
is.
it's got to be a lot of exciting. A town of 7,000 grows to 75,000.
Overnight, it seems like.
It's just amazing.
And it's great. And you know what they say, what wins on Sunday, Saturday night for us, they buy on Monday. We're seeing that come back.
Yeah.
People are coming back in. The driver that wins, they actually come and look for those cars. And with the new technology and the design of the cars are looking more and more like the cars on the showroom floor. which is helping our sales even better.
Interesting.
That is just
It's
amazing.
it's a great partnership with NASCAR.
All right, we've got some video. I don't know if we got time now to show some of that video from one of the early races. I think this is 52 of 53. I meant to show it when Chip was on a minute ago, but I want you to look at something and just see. This is some amazing video. Can we go? And we're rolling it? I think we're going to run it.
Cars look a lot different throughout the years.
You want me to keep
though,
talking?
huh?
Okay, this was taken back in the early days, 1953, 54, somewhere in that time period at Darlington. Some of the very early footage, and you know, you don't find a lot of this video, and I think we've got some now. If we don't, let's go on. We do have it. I can't keep talking. There's not a lot to say about that. You know, the track, the Darlington race coming up, the Southern 500 this weekend, and there's a lot of things happening. You got to come by the museum. You got to come to Darlington, buy some tickets. We're talking about ticket sales and all of that. So it's going to be a big event here.
And root for your favorite Ford driver or Chevrolet driver.
One of those.
As long as one of those wins, we're good.
Well, I don't
It's a
think
great thing.
I don't think we're going to get the video on this one. We'll have it ready for the next one, though. John, anything you want to say to race fans about coming to the race?
Make sure you buy your tickets, come to the race. It's going to be a sellout this year. We know
Sellout?
it's going to be a sellout.
Nice.
Great weather.
Wow.
May rain a little ahead of time.
Nah.
It'll just cool the weather down, get all the pollen taken care of. Perfect weekend.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be perfect. And you know what? That's the big thing. Lots of people would love to come to this race, but there are still tickets available.
There are. There are great tickets available. Great tickets available.
Yeah,
And they've cut down. They made some different prices. Did some family prices this year. So you can go online and check it out, or you can call the Raceway and find out more about it.
Sure. And if you've never been to a race, it is quite the experience.
That's
I mean,
right.
it's something everybody should try.
What kind of car are you driving today, John? What you driving today?
Chevy Tahoe
Driving
today.
a Chevy. Okay, I'm just
And then
checking.
after Saturday night, make sure you come to the Raceway dealerships on Monday and buy your favorite car. The one that wins.
And
I
then
knew
drive
you was
it like
gonna
a
get that
race
commercial
car, or
in.
like a
Right.
racetrack.
Absolutely.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stay with us. We're in Darlington getting ready for the Southern 500.
Welcome back to Carolina and Company Live. We are here in Darlington getting ready for the big race on Saturday. A lot going on.
There's a lot going on, and we've got the mayor from Hartsville with us.
That's right.
Mayor Pennington's with us. It's good to have you on the show today.
Glad to be back.
Now, this is an impact not just for Darlington, but for Hartsville, too.
Yeah, you guys get in on the action.
The race is huge in Hartsville. If you've driven by there this morning, we have 178 checkered flags lining the sidewalks in downtown Hartsville.
No kidding.
So
Wow.
we go all out for the race. I tried to paint a checkered flag in the center square. The DOT wouldn't let me do it, so next year we're going to do it in the middle of the night.
They won't know
Yeah,
they
they
won't know how
any
you do it.
Right.
Nice.
Well, that's good. I do tell you, no, Hartsville is such a great little town, and it provides so much for the county of Darlington.
Yeah.
But it's just great for your involvement here with the racetrack, too. I mean, you're really involved with them.
Yeah, so, you know, all hands on deck. I'll be here with everybody else in their team, just trying to make it work for the people. You know, we want a good race, good weather, and want all of the folks that are coming from Hartsville to come over and enjoy this wonderful event. So Hartsville, we've got 2 brand new hotels being constructed as we speak. So race for next year will be twice as big for us.
Ooh.
So
be
we're
great for
excited
y'all.
about that.
And you guys
very
have your
good.
own little festival too, right?
Yeah, so we have Fan Fest, which I mistakenly always call Race Fest because I think it sounds cooler. But Fan Fest starts Saturday at 10, I believe, runs from about 10 to 2. So we'll have the tire changing challenge. Brooke Mosteller, if you're coming, I'm challenging you to a duel.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, so
That's strong.
we're going to work. She wears heels, so it's a little bit of a disadvantage for her, but we're going to try and change the tires out on the cars as quick as we can.
So that's a lot of fun.
What's
the
your
fans can
fastest
come
time?
over there.
Have you done it before?
I think I'm down like sub 10. I don't know. I mean, I really don't like to publish that because, you know, some of the NASCAR
never
teams
know.
might want to recruit.
No, you might be on the pit crew next time we're here.
Well, I mean, there's some talks. I don't want to be the one to spread the rumors, but there are a few talks going on right now.
Well, that's good. I got to ask the
Yeah.
question. All right, who are you pulling for? Any favorite driver in the race?
Number 3, 3 for Dale.
Today you pulling for Dylan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Dylan's running number 3 in Darlington. And,
yeah.
he's doing very well for himself to be a young driver.
Yeah, oh yeah, lot of promise. You got to pick. I'm a young mayor. You got to pick the young folks.
Well,
as hard as it is not to pick Danica because she's so beautiful, they're going with Austin. So.
Well, you got Dale Earnhardt Sr. who's won 9 races here. He's the second most winningest person at Darlington. Of course, David Pearson being
Yep.
the winner out of Spartanburg, North Carolina with 10 victories. And there's a lot of history at this track. And every year new records are being made, but there are a lot of old ones around.
My family goes way back with the track. The funeral home used to be the ambulance service,
Right.
and we would park in the old turn 2, I think it was, back when I'm trying to remember who it was, flew over the wall.
Johnny Allen.
Yeah, so my granddad was working the ambulance back then, and he climbs back up the embankment, and
Wow,
everybody
that's pretty
goes crazy.
wild.
So yeah, we've been here a long
Yeah.
time.
Thanks, Mayor.
Yeah, nice
Appreciate
to see you
being
both.
here.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you bet.
All right, stay with us. We got a lot more coming up from Darlington right here in the museum. And welcome back to Carolina and Company Live at the Darlington Raceway, getting ready for the Southern 500 coming up this weekend. Now, the race driver that has won the most races than anybody else is Richard Petty. 200. That is unbelievable.
That's a lot, but he's never won here.
That's right. Give me a fact. I know you know something.
Okay, I know that Cale Yarborough has won
5
Southern
races
500s
here.
Southern
That's
500s,
right. Yep.
yeah.
And the other guy that's behind him is a little young guy, Jeff Gordon.
Gordon, sure.
Cale told me in an interview one time if him and Jeff were in the same race and they were both about to win to be number 6, Cale said he would have bumped him just a little bit. That's what he told me. You know I'm telling the truth.
We're with the sheriff now. Now, Sheriff, you guys really work hard to make this whole event run smoothly, don't you?
It's a big event for Darlington County, and we're glad to have it and glad to have all the people coming into the county.
All right, now how many people do you have out here working? You bring your whole force in that time period.
Nobody gets vacation during race week. So,
that's true.
And then we bring in a number of people from other agencies nearby, Florence County, Chesterfield County, Highway Patrol, SLED. They all work with us and team up to make sure we got enough people here.
All right, now, Darlington, in the old days, I can remember when I used to come out here in the 60s, it was bad. But now, people have a little more sense, I think, when they come to the race.
Well, it's a completely different crowd now than it was years ago. It's much more family-oriented, a lot more kids, you know, a lot more families taking their vacation, coming out to enjoy the race.
That's what I'm thinking, too. All right, so y'all don't have any trouble. Back then, you could look for one of our friends that were together, and he was in jail because, you know, there was a lot of rowdy stuff back then. But now, y'all make very few arrests, really.
Well, that's a good thing. We want people to come and enjoy the race and have a good time. We don't want them to end up somewhere where they're not going to be able to see the race.
Sure,
That's
and
true.
then you make it safe. It's fun for everybody, you know.
Exactly.
Everybody can come out and have a good time.
That's right. You remember your first race when you come to Darlington? You remember when it was?
I was a child. I sat under the grandstand with the old covered grandstand and listened to the engines roar and the 10 rattle.
The old brazen
as they
stand.
went by.
I remember I was in 1958. I crawled under the fence. Don't tell Chip, he'll want to charge me. I crawled under the fence to come to the race, and I was 10 years old. It was the most amazing day.
Yeah, I see him. He's going to charge you.
He's charged. I'm not paying. I'm sorry. But there's so much to see here at Darlington. The history, the Southern 500 has been around since 1950, and this weekend another part of history is going to be made. The 65th anniversary of the big event.
That's right. And there still are tickets available. And, you know, you guys are talking about your memories, your first time here. It could be your first time here, too. You know, everybody remembers the first race that they go to. You know, I certainly do, too. It's just such an experience that you're not going to get anywhere else.
Try it one time, you'll keep coming back.
That's right. Thanks, Sheriff. Always good to see you, my friend. All right.
Yeah, you too. We've got more coming up in just a second, and Cecil has to pay for the ticket that he didn't pay when he was 10 years old.
We'll be right back.
I love the ward because I love the classes here. Instructors are wonderful. Staff is friendly. It's like being at home.
Join the YMCA today. Call 449-YMCA.
We're here! It doesn't have to be just a trip to the park. Pets are welcomed at Coastline Pet Supply. Our pets don't get to choose where to shop, and pet parents who care shop at Coastline Pet Supply. They specialize in holistic and premium pet foods. Don't shop big box, shop local, and receive the personal service your pet deserves. Be sure to take advantage of this week's in-store special at Coastline Pet Supply.
I love the Y because it's a great place to work out. I love the people here. I've met some friends, and they're creative. They always got a new class to get you going and keep you motivated. So I love the Y because of that.
Change your life with the YMCA. Welcome back to Carolina and Company Live. We're live right here in Darlington, Cecil's hometown. It's such a big weekend for Darlington, the Southern 500, and it's been going on for 65 years now.
That's right. A town of 7,000 grows to about 75,000 now. We'll buy a car here. This car was bought in Florence from Griffin Motor by Buck Baker, came to Darlington, drove it in. That's when they were really stock, taped up the headlights, and raced the car.
Nice.
Now, that's pretty cool. Now there's a lot goes into preparing a car for a race, but this one was actually a stock car.
Well, I think it's so neat to come to this museum, and you can see kind of how the cars have changed over the years,
They really have. I'm telling you, there's all kind of cool cars. Right behind me is another Buck Baker car. 2 Buck Baker cars in this museum, and it's just so neat. Darrell Waltrip's car back there, the one he rolled over 10, 11, I don't know how many times he rolled. And
not a whole lot left of that
It's just
car.
unbelievable. I know it. It shows the actual video of what's happening. I mean, you've got in the back here, you know, you got Bob Melbourne, a 57 convertible, when they used to run convertibles here back in the Rebel race. But it got too expensive for cutting the tops off, so they all went on to hard tops.
Ah, now you've asked everybody else. Who are you pulling for in this race?
This race, I've got to go with Dylan too. I'm an old Earnhardt fan, and Cale Yarborough I normally pull for, but he's not racing.
No,
he's been out a little while. We've had a great time. Don't forget, get your tickets right now. Call the Darlington Raceway and make your tickets now. They've got some family plans set up for you. A little bit of everything. You can have fun here. It's a family event now.
Oh, yeah. It's so much fun, and it's super cool. And if you've never been to a race, like we said, you will remember it, and you'll keep coming back. That's a great opportunity.
And don't forget the Taste of Darlington tonight right here at the Darlington Raceway. Come on out and have some food. Taste some great food. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll be in the studio tomorrow.
In Myrtle Beach, you're watching News Channel 15, your station.